Welcome to Pardon My Frenchie. This is me, 143. If you don't have a friend, you have a few now. Welcome to another edition of the Kitchen Edition, where you can see things are crazy in the kitchen right now. The girls are excited. We have been doing a lot of our lives on Tuesday nights. We have the pet loss editions, and then Saturday nights are kind of our free for all editions where we talk about a multitude of things. But we are back in the kitchen, and as you can see, the girls are all excited and being a little on the crazy side. They are all excited today because we are doing a special treat today. I have, since it is nice and cold outside, I've done a big batch of Chicago Italian beef sandwiches upstairs. Threw it in the crock pot last night. I love Italian beef sandwiches, and especially in the cold winter, I throw a nice big crock pot on the night before, so it sits for a good 7, 8, 10 hours. And then when in the morning, when I pull the crock pot up, take the top off, it just falls apart. The meat just falls apart, and you put them on these big sandwich rolls, and it's just so good. Well, the girls smell that as well, and they know that they're just going to be getting some of the best pieces of prime rib that they could have. But while I was thinking about it, I thought, well, I'm going to be doing a kitchen edition anyways today, so why not do a special dog treat where I could utilize some of the beef that I know, right? I can utilize some of the beef that I'm putting in my my Chicago style beef sandwiches, and I can make them into a treat for the girls. So, and it'll be, a healthy treat. But if you don't have beef, you can use chicken, or you can use any kind of other meats that you might have at home right now. So you don't have to use beef. You can use chicken. If you have, any other type of meat, you can use that as well. Again, the girls are acting all sorts of crazy right now, just being, and Rosie's going to dig on my couch, being all sorts of bad right now. But anyways, so getting back to this, Rosie, come here. And Coco smells the beef. So she smells that, smelling there. Come on. You going to help me? Are you going to help me too? But anyway, so let's get this started so that we can get them fed soon with the sandwiches. And this recipe is super simple. Like, as I do all my recipes, I don't make them labor intensive. And if you have the treat makers, even better. They're super simple. But if not, 350 in the oven, 20 minutes. That's all it takes. You don't need any kind of fancy cookie cutters, although we are in the Valentine's season right now, February, one of my favorite seasons. Whoops. Or just throw your bowls all over too. You can do that as well. But you're in the Valentine's Day season. You can get those little cute little heart cookie cutters. Make them little cookie cutters. I do use the whole wheat flour, which is a little darker of a dog treat because it's a little bit healthier. But because we are in Valentine's Day season, if you want, you can use a white flour for these, and then put a little bit of red food coloring. And if you use a little red or little heart cookie cutters, you can make little red dog treats. So food for thought. And on my next one, when I don't do the beef ones, I might just do like a peanut butter dog treat and make little heart ones. Maybe that'll be our next video next week. So, and then we'll see how that looks out. But if you're not doing beef or anything like that, and you don't have that, but you want to follow along and do something different, go ahead and use white flour instead, and take a little bit of red food coloring, and you can do some little Valentine's Day treats. That would be fun, right? Anyway, so let's get started on these. Are going to be beef and cheddar dog treats today. Again, super simple. If you have your dog treat makers, go ahead and pull them out, because as you know, it goes quicker with the dog treat makers. But if you don't have that, that's fine. I am, thanks to Dave and Patty, I'm going to be using my little tongs that they sent me, because in past videos, they've noticed that I've been burning my fingers. So they sent me these wonderful little they're like little dog or hand things to take out my dog treats with. So we will see how well these work. There's 3 different sizes, so I'll be curious to see which ones work best. But thank you to them. Save my fingers on this. But again, 4 ingredients, or actually 5 ingredients, and we're done. Super simple. But let's get started. So our first ingredient is going to be a cup and a half of our whole wheat flour. And Miss Coco just knocked one of my pillows off the couch. Lola's here now. She's smelling all the wonderfulness in the kitchen. The beef smells amazing. The whole house smells like Italian beef somehow. So, anyways, but a cup and a half of whole wheat flour, or again, if you want to use the unbleached white flour, that's fine. If you don't have flour for some reason, if you're out, go ahead and grab your rolled oats and just grind those up. If you have like a NutriRoller or something, just grind up the rolled oats. That's fine as well. That's a good thing about these recipes. You can do lots of different things with them. So you don't have flour, get rolled oats. Rolled oats, grind them up, make them into a flour-like substance. That's fine too. That's the cool thing about these. You can do so many things with these recipes. So I'm going to get this in here, and I'm going to put that in there and just kind of get it all up there. So our next our next ingredient, we're going to throw in the shredded beef. Now, when I did take the shredded beef out, of course, it comes in bigger pieces. I did take it out about like a cup, a little bit more of a cup of the shredded beef, and I cut it up pretty fine. So so it's in a little bit smaller pieces, because when I do put it in my treat maker, I want it to be a little, I want it to be able to, bake up a little bit better. So it is a little bit finer pieces in there. And I'm just going to mix these together, and it smells so good. And that's probably why the dogs are circling me like sharks, because they smell it as well. But again, what a nice little multi-purpose, they were going to get some of the beef anyways, but, I thought, well, I was making this video, so why not make something good out of it, right? While I'm doing this. So anyways, we've got that in there. Our next ingredient we're going to put in is a 4th cup of vegetable oil. 4th cup of vegetable oil. Let me get this off of here. Throw that there. And that, mix that up. And we got January flew by. If you guys have been watching my lives on, again, Tuesday nights, I've been doing the lives of Pet Loss Support Group lives on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. And then Saturdays, I've been doing lives that are more of just open topics, more pet related, but not necessarily are going to be pet related going forward, just kind of open forum topics. Been going really well. A lot of regular people, which is nice, because we've been forming a really great community. So I hope that everybody will start joining in on those. Next ingredient, we're going to have about a half a cup of shredded cheese, a half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, and I'm going to throw this in here. And so, yeah, so if you join us on Tuesdays or Saturdays, now this week, and you'll see if you go to my channel, I always have them scheduled ahead of time. So if you're subscribed to me, you'll be able to see, just hit the notification button. It'll notify you when I have the lives coming up, so that you'll never miss an opportunity to see when I will be going live. And like this week, I do have to change the Saturdays to Friday. I just have something coming up on this Saturday. But anyways, but yeah, please check us out. So we've got all this in here. It smells really, really good. And that's, again, a great thing about these recipes. Everything is all natural and fresh. Our last ingredient we're going to do is a cup of beef broth. Now, try to do low sodium if you can. This is low sodium. Get that in there and start stirring it up. Yeah, low sodium, because we don't want to add too much salt. Depending on what, if you're, depending on what else you're putting in here, we just, like I said, with added ingredients, and since we are doing this for, since we are making natural ingredients, or since we are making our own dog products, we do want to keep this as healthy as possible. So more, so we want to keep it as healthy as possible for our dogs. So, that's the reason why we're not, store buying too, because, they put in all those extra preservatives, and we don't want that. So if we can, when we buy the products, keep everything kind of low sodium, low sugar, better on their hearts and all that good stuff. So getting this all mixed together. And the beef broth with the cheese, it's just going to flavor enhance the beef that's in there. If you don't have beef broth, go ahead and just use water. I mean, either way, the beef, or, if you're not using beef, you can use chicken broth. Rosie has a allergy to chicken, which, shockingly enough, a lot of dogs do. Chicken's a huge staple in, a lot of dog foods. So, it's hard for dogs with allergies to get away from chicken. So, which is challenging at times, right? Which I know it is for Rosie, because that's, it's almost in every bag of dog food. But anyway, so this is smelling up so good, and that's the end of it. So you have your shredded beef, your vegetable oil, your beef broth, your flour, your cheese, and your beef, and that's it. And then just mix it up really, really good, and we're getting ready to put it into our treat maker. Or again, if you don't have a treat maker, which I would highly suggest, and again, and I always say it, stop at your Volunteers of America or one of your Goodwills, because people are always getting rid of these things. Treat makers or the donut makers, I see these constantly out at these places. So do not overlook the baking section on those places, because you will often find like the donut makers and all that. So I'm going to start getting this into the treat makers. But like I was saying before, we've had so much. We had this past week, last week of January, where we got, I want to say it was 12 to 16 inches of snow, which is not really typical for us, where I am. I mean, yeah, we get snow because we're more up, up north, but I mean, we don't typically get that much snow. We're not, not, in the, New York area or anything like that, but, we haven't had a good snow like that in a few years, where it really affected our streets and our kids were out of school for a good week, which was, they'll typically get a few like calamity days here and there, but for them to be out of school for that amount of time it was good for them. They really enjoyed that, but it was pretty scary for us because unfortunately the city streets, they didn't come and plow our city streets for, gosh, the plows didn't come down our streets until maybe the end of the week. So, I mean, if you didn't have an SUV, you were stuck in the house, unless somebody was nice enough to shovel you out. So that's one of those. I guess if you live in the north area, food for thought. It's always good to invest in an SUV, because that you're going to get snow, and having a four-wheel drive vehicle is basically a necessity. But these are going in here really easy, and if you are like me and you put these in here very quickly and not as neatly as you should, they will still come out pretty. So yay for Jen. And I've been, since I've been doing the live shows, I haven't really had an opportunity to do my kitchen shows, and I've missed doing these kitchen shows. I know the dogs have too, because they've missed out on getting their treats. And I just, between getting the lives together and all sorts of other things, just, just things have kind of gotten in the way of these. So I'm glad I had an opportunity to be able to get these done. So, and I will make sure I'm going to put these in here, lock that up, and I'll start in on the other one while those are cooking. And like I said, these are two different brands of treat makers that I have. One is Dash, and one is the Barker's Friend. And Barker's Friend, of course, has more. You get more. I think there's like 16 or something treats that you get out of it, and this one you get 2, 4, 8 of them out of this one. And I mean, I like the ability to make more treats at one time, which is nice. But like I said, either way, it's always fun to make. And if you watch the show and you can make treats right along with me, and I think that that's a win-win as well. So, oops, oh geez, yeesh. Good thing that this tablecloth is brand new and clean. So, yay for no messes. But, and again, as I sit here, this one's cooking and I'm putting these other ones in here, these smell just like my beef sandwiches upstairs, because as these are cooking, I'm smelling these other ones baking. But yeah, that's one thing I do like. I'm not a big fan of the winter, because I'm just, after living in winter climates for all of my life, just, you get to the point where you just get kind of done with it. I do like the seasons. I love fall, but you just get kind of done with the cold. But I do like the ability to throw things in crock pots and like these comfort food things. But all right, this one's going to sit here. But that's the one good thing about winter, is you can make things like this. You can throw things in crock pots and just, again, you have the food all day, and like I'll have beef sandwiches today and tomorrow, and just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, and I still, between all of that recipe, so it filled up all of these and all of this, and I still have more, which I could probably get another 8 out of this. So that's a good size recipe for this, which is another thing I like too, because I don't like to waste time. So let's see how this is looking. Got the lights on, so I want to make sure that we don't burn anything either, but this one's still cooking a little bit. But yeah, so we've got January flew by, and then we're right in the beginning of February. Just had Groundhog's Day. He just told us that we were going to have some more snow, but I'm not sure all about that. Looking forward to some wonderful things in February. And again, looking forward to the live events. I love having all the people that join the live. So if you're seeing this, please consider popping on Tuesdays or Saturdays and joining the community. There's been so many wonderful people that have popped on from the United States, from New Zealand, and just everybody just having great conversation. So please, and if you're going through pet loss right now and you need to find other people that are going through the journey with you, or if you don't want to feel alone during that time, please join us. Please, we are a community that will support you in that during that time. We understand where you're at, and we've been there. So please, please, please pop on Tuesday nights or any time, and just heal with us. So join us, and we welcome you. Everybody's always welcome, and everybody's very respectful. So please join us. All right, let me pop in on this one. Woo-wee. Looks and smells amazing. Yikes, this looks great. All right, I'm going to get my tongs from Dave and Patty. Yay, because these look amazing. Gosh, actually it looks like, wow, these look really, really good. Move this out of the way a little bit. Woo! Yay, let me get my plate here. Wow. They are nice And I'm gonna cut. Wow, they just slid out of here. Let me just pull these. And I didn't burn my fingers. So look at that. Whoop, there's slight. That's another thing about these treat makers. They just pop out. So look at, let me see if I can cut this a little bit. Take it on this side. Whoop. Let me get these other tongs a little bit too. But these look beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yay, and they smell so good. You can see the cheese in there. I'll post a picture of these too. Yeah, you can see the cheese. And they're so, when I pull these apart, the cheese, like the melty cheese just comes apart too. Let me get these on a separate plate. Now, I will be honest, had I put these in here a little neater, they'd probably come out a little bit neater. But when you're doing this and you don't have a camera on you, you can take a little bit more time. But since I typically go a little bit faster with these, but you will see literally how, like, these just look so, they smell so good too, but look so pretty. Put these over here. Our light is off on our other one already. That, again, cannot say enough about how quick these treat makers go. Let me pull this off. And as I'm taking these apart, like just the cheese is oozing out of these. But just look how beautiful that is. Absolutely beautiful. And I did not burn my fingers. So yay to the little tongs. Yay for me. I will put those there. I'm gonna put this down. I'll open this one up. These look just as amazing. These look just as amazing in here. So I'll grab these out. Make sure I don't knock that over. But yeah, absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. So beef and cheddar dog treats. And again, I mean, they just slide right out of there. And when you pull them apart, you can just see the cheese just melting out of there. So I'm sure the dogs are going to absolutely love these. Look how wonderful that looks. Just like a little dog bone. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Wonderful, wonderful. And like I said, I have enough to make more. So I guarantee when I have leftovers from the rest of my beef upstairs, I'm going to make more of these because these will be great since Valentine's Day is coming up. I can get out my little bags here, my little treat bags, and these will make great little Valentine's Day treats for my neighbors and the people at work that have dogs. And so that's a good idea too for anybody that you know that has dogs. And what a nice little Valentine's Day gift for your friends and family. All natural dog treats. And again, make sure that with anything, because all these are live ingredients in here, that if you do give them as gifts, that they put them in the refrigerator. Make sure that, you know, if they keep them in the refrigerator or they keep them stored, they have to be eaten within 2 weeks or less. If not, because again, they're like bread, they have live ingredients in there, they will go bad. So make sure that they're stored well and that they're eaten right away. Now, I'm assuming because of how good they are that they probably will not last 2 weeks. So, you know, good for them, but you do not want to just throw them somewhere, because if not, they'll go bad just like bread and everything else. So make sure that they are eaten right away and enjoyed right away. But I hope that you enjoyed this one. Please tell all your friends about us. Please hit the like, subscribe, and share button. Join us on Tuesdays for Pet Loss Support Group night, and Saturdays for our just regular nights live with us, and at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't have a friend, you have a few now. We are happy that you found us. Please tell all of your friends about us and family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.